Hey Activate athletes, it's performance coach Teresita here at Activate. Thank you for tuning in. We have a great core workout for you guys today. A lot of upper body stability, isometric holds, like some planks. We're just doing everything today. So before we get started, let's go ahead and go into our warm-up. So we're gonna start here with our toe touches. We'll go about 5 each side, alternating. Just getting a nice little dynamic warm up in. Then we're going to go into some activation and mobility before we dive into our core exercises. Hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. We'll go into our knee hugs next. Same thing, we'll go about 5 each side. After these, we're going to go into our ankle grabs. Good. I'll turn to the side here. We're just going to grab our ankle, bring it towards our butt and hold. You should feel a good stretch right here in your quads. Good. We'll go one more each side. After these, we're going to go into our good mornings. So our hip hinge here, bending forward and back up, getting a good stretch in our hamstrings, keeping our back straight. We're going to go for 2 more of these. Good. Then we'll go into our single leg good mornings. The same thing, just kicking that leg out behind us, reaching our arms forward. Making sure we're not leaking out to the side here when we're coming down, making sure that our hips stay nice and square to the ground here. We'll go one more. Good, we'll switch sides. Other leg is coming up. Arms still reaching forward here. You should feel a good stretch in your hamstrings all the way down to your calves. We'll go 2 more. Good. We'll get into a little bit of a wider stance here. We're going to go into our squats. We'll go 10 of these. Just arms out in front of you here, on your waist, wherever you'd like. Just going down here, pushing those knees out. Good, we got 10 squats. Good, after these, we're going to go into our split stance. 1 leg in front, 1 behind, dropping that back knee straight down and up. We're going to go 5 each side. Good, we'll switch. Other leg in front. This back knee straight down and up. Really using that glute from that front leg and that heel to drive you back up. Good. After these, we'll go into our lateral lunges. Both feet facing forward, stepping out to the side, pushing our hips back. We'll go 5 each side. For these, you should feel a little bit of a stretch in this inner thigh right here. Good, last one. Other side. So I'll show you guys from the side. 1 step out, pushing your hips back and back to the starting position. Good, we got 2 more. Good. After these, we'll go onto the floor. We're gonna go into our scorpion. So we'll lay down here, arms out to our sides, on our stomach, our head facing down here so we're not straining our neck, and reaching for that opposite hand with the opposite leg. We're gonna go about 5 each side here. Good, getting a little rotation in that spine. After these, we're going to flip onto our back. Really stretch our legs out here. Get our hip flexors nice and warmed up as well. We're gonna be here and we're gonna go into our straight leg raises. We're gonna be just lifting up here and back down. We got 5 each side. Good. Other leg. Good. Now we're gonna start with that other leg first, and we're gonna do our windshield wipers. Kind of similar to the scorpions we just did. We'll go about 5 each side. Good. We'll switch. Other side. Good. Just getting those hip flexors used to these movements. Good. We're gonna flip onto our stomach and we're gonna go into our Supermans. So we'll be here. We'll have our arms out in front of us. We're going to lift our legs and our arms off of the floor and back down. We're gonna go for 8 of these. Good. Really use those glutes to pull those legs up and keeping our neck in line with our spine. Good. Last one. And good. We're gonna go into our quadruped position here on our hands and our knees, making sure that our hands are right below our shoulders, our knees are right below our hips. We're gonna go into our pelvic tilts. So we'll be here. We're gonna belly button towards the spine, pushing it towards the ground. We're gonna go for 8 of these. Nice and controlled for these. We'll go 4 more. Good, last one. Good, now we'll go into our bird dogs. Opposite arm, opposite leg, coming up off the ground, then alternating. We're gonna go for 10 each side. Good. About halfway there. Nice and controlled here. We don't want to leak out too much to the side and lose our balance here. So really engaging that core. Keeping your back nice and straight. Good. Let's go 1 more. Good. After these, we're going to go into our hip circles, forward and back. So we'll be here, lifting 1 leg up, doing our hip circles forward. We're gonna go for about 5 forward and 5 back. Good, other side. And back. Good. I'm already kind of worked up here, but we'll take a little break to grab some water, and then we're going to go into our activation and our mobility. So for the first thing we're going to do, I'll go ahead and demonstrate all of these before we get into them. We're going to go into our hollow hold. So we'll be here pressing that lower back into the ground, not letting our pelvis tilt and create this space right here in our lower back. We want to avoid that, so we'll be pushing our lower back into the ground. We're going to lift our legs just a little bit here, and then we're going to lift our upper back and our arms off the ground as well. We're going to hold for 20 seconds. So it's going to look like this. We're going to hold that for 20 seconds. Then we're going to flip around here. We're going to sit all the way back here, reach our arms forward. We're going to have our hands up here, our palms facing up. We're going to lift, keeping our arms nice and straight, and we'll do all one side. Before we go on to the next, we'll go 5 on each side. Then we're going to go into this seated position here. We'll have our legs in front of us. We're going to have them here at about a 90-degree angle, a little bit less. And we're going to alternate from side to side here, getting our hip flexors warmed up, working on our internal and external rotation. And we're going to go 10 of these switches just to get our hips warmed up. Those are the 3 exercises we're going to do, and we're going to go through all of those twice. So starting with that hollow hold, let's get ready. Lower back, pushing that into the ground, squeeze that core, bring those legs up, and go. Arms will be up as well here. You want to make sure those arms are coming right here through your ears. We don't want them to forward. And down. Good, we'll flip over into our prayer Scap raises. So sitting all the way back here, reaching forward, palms facing up. Arms are going to stay nice and straight. We're going to lift. That movement's coming primarily from your scaps, just coming up here and down. Good, we got 2 more. Good, other side. Good, last 2. Good. We'll come into our seated position, legs out in front of us. So from here, you can have your hands behind you for a little bit of stability. We're going to switch to the opposite side. Good, that's 2, we got 10 of these. So the more you lean back here, the easier it'll be. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can try taking your hands off of the ground. Good, we'll go 1 more. Good. We're back into that hollow hold. We got 1 more round of these exercises. Let's get into position and go. Legs and arms off of the floor. Squeeze that core, push that lower back into the ground. Good, we got about 5 more seconds. And good. Flip over into our Scap raises. Again, sitting all the way back. Reach forward, palms up, facing the ceiling, and keep your arms straight, and lift, and down, up, and down, up, down, up, down. Last one, up, down. Other side, same thing, arms straight, up, down, up, down. Keep that arm straight, up, down. Last 2, up, down, up, and down. Good. Last exercise, working on our hip flexors. Legs out in front. We got 10 of these, alternating from side to side. Good. This is 3 right here. Good. And about 4 more. Again, just working on our internal and external hip rotation. Good. Go ahead and take a little rest here. Grab some water before we go into our first circuit. For our first circuit, we're gonna have 4 rounds. We have 3 exercises. First one we're gonna do is gonna be our hollow rocks. So similar to what we just did for our activation, it's gonna be that same position where we have our legs up and our arms up as well. But now we're going to rock back and forth. We have 8 of these reps. It's gonna look like this. So we're gonna go for 8 of those. We're gonna stay here on the ground. You can have your hands right here to your side or underneath your butt. We're gonna have our legs extended. We're gonna do our leg raises. So coming up here and back down. Repeating this, we got 12 reps. If you can try to keep your legs off of the ground instead of touching each time. Then we're gonna flip over here. We're gonna go into our plank position on our elbows. We'll be here. We're gonna do a leg abduction. So your leg's gonna come out to the side here and back. And then the other one will do the same. We're gonna be alternating here from side to side, making sure that we're not looking like this. We're nice and straight, core and glutes engaged the whole time. We're gonna go 8 on each side for those. So again, we have 4 rounds, starting with those hollow rocks. So let's get into position. Starting our first round, we're gonna go into our hollow rocks. So 8 of these. Legs up, arms to our ears, let's go. Good, last 2. Arms out to the side or right below here. We have 12 of our leg raises. So squeeze that core, bring your legs up and down. Again, you want to be careful that when you're bringing your legs down, we're not letting our pelvis tilt forward. We're not letting that lower back arch. Good, we got 6 more. Good, last one. Good, let's flip over into our plank position. So again, it's going to be 8 to each side. We're going to be alternating feet. So let's get into this plank position and out to the side. It doesn't have to be too far out. Good, halfway there. Good, last 2. Good. First round done. We got 3 more. Let's go back into this position for our hollow rocks. And again, legs out in front, above the ground. We got 8 reps. Good, last 2 there. And then we're coming into this position here for our leg raises. Squeeze that core, lower back press into that ground, and 12 of these. Good, that's 8. We got 4 more. Good, in that plank position. We have our leg abductions here. 8 each side, 16 total. Let's go. Making sure our neck is in line with our spine here, so we don't want to have our head too up or too low here. We also don't want to be like this with our foot too high. So in a nice straight line here. Good. I'll let you guys finish that second round. We're halfway there. The start of our third round. Back on the ground here into our hollow rocks. We got 8. Let's go. Good. Into our leg raises, legs out in front. Bring those legs up and down. Good. Try to lift those legs back up before you touch the ground each rep. Good. Almost done here. Let's flip over into our plank position. We have our leg abductions, alternating sides here. Good. 6, 8, and almost done. Last 2. Good. Good job, guys. That was our third round. We just have one more left. I think these hollow rocks are the worst part. Let's go. We have our last round. Last 8 of these. Good. Let's go into our leg raises. Again, not letting that lower back arch. We got 12 of these. Let's go. Good. Halfway there. Good, last 2. Good, flip over into that plank position. Our last exercise, we'll take a little break after this one. Let's finish this one off strong. Again, nice strict line. Last 4. Good. My core is already on fire, and that was our first circuit. Let's take a little break. Grab a little bit of water. Our next circuit, we're going to focus a lot on our upper body and our shoulder stability. So this one's gonna have not just our core on fire, but also our upper body, our arms, our shoulders. The first exercise we're going to go into here is going to be our plank shoulder taps. So we're going to be in this high plank position here. You can have your legs out a little bit wide. This will help you with your balance. We're going to lift one arm off of the ground and touch our opposite shoulder. We just want to make sure we're not lifting up here. So we're just going to be here, trying to stay nice and still, lifting and touching that opposite shoulder, and back down. We're going to be alternating side to side. So we're going to go for 8 taps on each shoulder. It's going to be 16 total. Then we'll stay in that same position. In our high plank position, we're going to go into our thrusters. So going from here, we're going to be bringing our feet up, knees towards our chest, and then back down. So just like this, as if we were doing that part in our burpee. We're going to go for 8 reps as well. Then in that same position that I'm talking about, our upper body is going to be on fire. We're gonna go here and we're gonna go into our up and down planks. So down here and up. We're gonna go for 3 each side. So if you're starting the movement with your right arm coming down, you're gonna use that same arm to bring you back up. We're gonna go 3 reps on each side. Our last one, we're gonna go into our side plank. So a little isometric hold here. Instead of just holding it up though, we're going to come down, tap our hip onto the floor, and then bring it back up. So here we're gonna be working our lateral core a little bit as well. So we'll be here, bringing the hip down and back up. Just like that, we're gonna go for 10 each side. So this one, we're going to time. We're not gonna do a certain amount of rounds. We're just gonna try to get as many rounds in as we can. So I'll go ahead and start our timer in just a second. Our first exercise again is gonna be our plank shoulder taps, 8 each side. So we'll start that. We got our plank shoulder taps in high plank position, 8 each side. Good, we're halfway there. So again, stay nice and still here, trying not to sway or leak out to the sides. After these, we got our thrusters. So in that same position. For all of these, we want to make sure that our hands are right below our shoulders. Let's go into our thrusters. Good, that's 6. Good. We got my favorite, our up and down planks. We got 3 each side. So again, if you're down with that arm, use that same one to bring you back up. And again, nice and controlled for these. We don't want to leak out to the sides or be too unbalanced there. Last exercise, we're gonna go into our side plank hip taps. We have 10 each side. Shoulder is right above that elbow. Let's bring that hip up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Almost done. Good, let's switch sides. Good, we're about 1 minute and 55 seconds here. Should be able to get about 2 more rounds in. And good. So you can go at your own pace here. Let's just try not to take too many long breaks. We're back into those plank shoulder taps, just seeing how many rounds we can get in. Again, for these, you can have your legs a little further apart to help you. Good, and again, we want to stay in a nice straight line here. We don't want to be up here or too low. Good, into our thrusters. We got 8 of these. Good. Third exercise are up and down planks, 3 each side, starting here, going down and up. Good, we'll finish off that other side with our 3 reps. And we're gonna go into our side plank. We're at about 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Again, shoulder right above that elbow. Nice straight line here. And lift. If this one's a little bit too difficult, try just holding that side plank while we do those 10 reps. Let's switch sides here. At about 4 minutes there, so halfway through that time, and back up. Remember to breathe here. Good. Should feel that burn right here on the sides. Third round into those plank shoulder taps. Let's go. About 4 minutes and a half in. You can pick up the pace a little bit for these, as long as you're doing them with proper form. Good. We'll go into our thrusters. We got 8 reps. Good. Our up and down planks. Good, other side. Good. I know my shoulders are on fire already. We're almost done here. About to hit that 6-minute mark into our side plank. Good. Let's flip to the other side. We got another 10. Nice straight line here. And lift. If you need a little bit of assistance for your stability, you can use this arm out in front. Good job, guys. We're almost done. We're at that 6:15 mark. Back into our plank shoulder taps. I believe this is our 4th round. Let's see how much we can get done. Good. Into our thrusters, 8 of these. Good. Now we got our up and down planks. Let's finish this one off strong. Good. Into our side plank position. Elbow right below that shoulder. Let's go, 10. Last 2. Good, we'll flip. Other side. Last 20 seconds. Good, last 5 reps. And good. That was perfect timing. We're at that 8-minute mark. We got 4 rounds in. That's perfect. Go ahead and take a little break, guys. Drink your water. That was a tough one. I feel like I always drink too much water, and then especially when I'm doing abs or jumping around, I can always hear the water just moving around in my stomach. That was a good one, guys. Hopefully your guys' shoulders, arms are burning a little bit. I'd love to say we are done using them, but our third circuit is going to start with push-ups. So we're going to go into regular push-ups for our third circuit. I'll go ahead and demonstrate all of our exercises before we start. If your shoulders, arms are a little bit too fatigued right now, we can go into these push-ups on our knees, as long as we're bringing our chest all the way down. So we're gonna go for 8 push-ups. Then we're gonna go into this position here. We're gonna go into a downward dog position and a toe tap. So we'll be here, and we're gonna reach for our opposite toe. It's okay if you don't touch it, as long as you go in that direction. So we're gonna go for 5 taps on each foot. After that, we're going to flip onto our back. We're gonna go for toe touches. We're lifting our legs right here, straight up, and we're going to reach for our toes, coming all the way up and down. We're gonna go for 10 of those. Lastly, we'll stay on the floor, hands at your sides or right below your butt. And we're gonna go into our flutter kicks. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go for 30 total. So it's gonna be 15 on each leg. That's our whole circuit there. So hopefully you guys are nice and rested. This is our last circuit. So let's finish this workout out strong. Starting with our push-ups, we got 8 of those. Again, feel free to do those on your knees. Let's go. Just want to make sure we're bringing that chest all the way down and back up. Make sure our whole body is moving together. We're not just moving our upper body first. So a nice straight line. After those, we're going to go into our downward dog toe taps. So again, 5 each side. Reach for that opposite foot. Good. 1 more each side. Good. Let's flip onto our stomach, giving our upper body a little rest here. Just focusing on our core and our legs. Here we have our toe touches. So let's go 10 of these. Really focus on engaging your core here to bring you up, relaxing to bring you down. Really try to touch those toes. Okay, if you can't, just getting as close as possible. Let's go into our flutter kicks. Feet off the ground a little bit. Let's go. And good. That was our first round there. Try to get 2 more rounds in. Good. We're going back into those push-ups. Regular or on your knees, whichever you prefer right now. I know my upper body is a little bit tired from that previous circuit. Good. After these, let's go into our downward dog toe taps. So in our high plank position here, reach for that opposite foot. Again, it's okay if you can't actually touch it, as long as you're reaching towards that direction. Good. Flipping onto our stomach, we have our toe touches. Almost done with our core workout. Good. Last exercise, our flutter kicks. Let's go into those. Doing these exercises on the floor, I'm just so tempted to take a little nap. We gotta finish our last circuit. Good. All right, our last round here, starting with our push-ups. Last 8 here, let's finish strong. Good. High plank position into those downward dogs. Good. Almost done, guys. Let's finish strong. We got our toe touches and flutter kicks, and we're done. We'll just go into a little bit of a cool down. Let's go, toe touches. We got 10 of these. Again, focus on your breathing here. Good. Legs extended. We're gonna go into our flutter kicks. Let's go. And good. Good job, guys. Give yourself a little pat on the back. We finished our core class. We're just going to go into a little bit of a cool down for our hip flexors. We're going to lay on the floor here. We're going to put one leg right here, crossing it over the other leg. That one's going to stay flat on the floor. We're going to lean to the side here and back up. So just like this. This foot's gonna try to touch the ground here and coming back up. We're gonna go about 8 each side. If you feel a good stretch all along this leg that is up, you should feel that going down to your glutes. Good. We're going to switch here. Other leg cross right here. We're going to go the opposite way now. So you should feel that all going down here. Getting a nice, good stretch. You can have your hands out to the side here. Good, just stretching out what we used. Like glutes, hip flexors, legs. Good. We're gonna come back up here. I'm just gonna have our feet a little bit wide apart here. We're just gonna reach down, getting a good stretch in our hamstrings. We'll hold this position here just a few seconds. For a cool down, we want to do a little bit more of static stretching, so holding our stretches for longer than we were doing for our dynamic warm-up. We're going to come here, have our arms overhead. In that same position, we're just going to lean to the side, stretching our lats. Hold that a few seconds. We'll alternate sides here. You should feel that going all down right here. Very good. Thank you for joining me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it.